What's up, everyone? I hope you're having a great summer. I'm actually here at Lincoln's Cottage, which is on the Armed Forces Retirement Home here in Washington, D.C. You got the Lincoln statue right behind me here. But I I did a commencement speech for Penn State Beaver in May. If you graduated college recently, you're thinking about joining the Foreign Service or military or government or whatever, I wish you luck. This YouTube page is mainly for the Foreign Service, being a diplomat, but I'm a veteran myself. I'm a fan of history, cool places here in DC. I'll put a link to Lincoln's Cottage here as well. But I wanted to share my words from the commencement in a video, a little extra content for you. Hope you're having a great summer, enjoying yourself, and getting your plans for the fall ready, whether it be a job or the military or grad school or whatever else, or another year in college if you're of that age. So yeah, check out my my commencement speech, and thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. This tassel's been in my face all day, and I think it's going to continue. So if I keep moving it, my apologies. I love the energy here today. Penn State Beaver, let's have another round of applause and cheers for our graduates. Congratulations on receiving your degrees. All the hard work, dedication, persistence, and more has gone into this moment here today. While this may be the end of your time at Penn State, this is just the beginning of your journey in this thing we call life. Before I get too far into the remarks, I want to take this moment to thank the university, particularly the Beaver campus, for inviting me here today. All of the professors, all of our professors, administrators, the staff you see before you, and many who aren't here with us today while you were on campus. They are the ones that make Penn State and Penn State Beaver possible. And a special mention goes out, I hope he's watching from home, Dr. Chapin. He was my professor here, and a big part of my life and journey is a thanks to him. And he's been dealing with some health problems. I never imagined that I would ever get asked to do this. But on top of that, then when I came and did it, he wouldn't be here. So I just wanted to mention that for Dr. Chapin. He's been a pillar of Penn State Beaver for over 20 years now, and a big part of my walk. So, it's true. I finished Penn State. It's hard to believe, almost 20 years ago. It's 19 years this month. But without your parents and your family support structure, none of this would be possible. And my mother is here today, as is my niece. She was there the day I graduated. And don't take your family for granted. That's where I'm starting today. So I want to say thank you to all of the parents and family and friends that are here today. Thank you. When I was asked to give this commencement speech, I was really taken back, both because it's a professional highlight for me, an honor, and thank you again, but also because it means enough time has passed that I would be asked to come back and stand up here and give a speech. So, if you ever get asked to do something like this, you can realize you're putting on a few years. But also because, I said to a friend of mine who, of course, is a Penn State grad, he's like, I wouldn't even know what I, would say to someone graduating today. And so what I'm trying to say is that the world that we live in today is not the world that I attended Penn State Beaver in 20 years ago. In fact, I was remarking to some of the professors and administrators, I was actually here on campus when 9/11 happened. I was in a science class. I walked over, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. I walked into the bistro, and it was just a big shot of New York City with the towers had already fallen. I was in class, and I didn't see that. And just to let you know how you never know what life's going to take you, especially after you got your degree and you move on here today. I would end up in Afghanistan 7 years later in 2008. So, I want to also mention that this is a world-renowned university. There's alumni association. You're going to meet people from all over the world, and you're joining the biggest alumni association, and it's awesome. I was with a Penn State Beaver grad and friend of mine just last night at the Pirates game. So it continues on. Those connections that you make here will continue, and as you get older, you will cherish them. It's not just a graduation ceremony or a student loan. It really becomes a foundation of who you are. So now, getting a job, joining the military, going on to pursue your master's, a host of paths await you. But learning must never end. The late, great NBA and Celtics Hall of Famer and civil rights leader Bill Russell said, learning as a daily experience and a lifetime mission. I truly believe the saying, we work to become, not to acquire. And, I came upon that recently, and now that you have your degree, you have to understand that your learning is just beginning. Learning is a huge part of growing. Learning is a huge part of maturing as an adult, and it's the foundation of who you will become. So please, never stop learning. Something else you have to always do, as I've gone, a lot of different places, you can't stop believing. You must believe you will achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, and only you know what that is. I had to believe that Penn State Beaver would be the first step towards me achieving my goals and dreams. I had to believe that I would get through a deployment in Afghanistan. I had to believe that I could come out of my comfort zone, learn different languages, and work in foreign policy and diplomacy. I just want you to keep in mind here today, you got your degree, you're going forward, never stop believing. And now there are a few things that I want to say. Those two, I believe, never stop learning and never stop believing, are applicable anytime. But now, because of the world we live in, and even some of the degrees, cybersecurity, I saw one here today, your generation is unique. The first thing is that everything you do, including today, just about, is being recorded. So, that wasn't true when I went to school. So my takeaway, or your takeaway here, is be judicious in what you put online and what you put on social media, because everything is being recorded today, one way or another, whether we like it or not. And unfortunately, as your successes are recorded here today, they can't propel you quite as much as some of maybe your setbacks or your less finer moments. So please keep that in mind as you move forward. That is something that my generation, when we were at Penn State, we had instant messenger. You leave a message. All right, we're going to the gym to play basketball. That was the extent of our digital world. It's much different now, as I'm sure all of you know. Everything's on TikTok and Instagram and otherwise. And the other thing is that because we do live in the digital age, change is the only constant. And nowadays, things are changing faster than ever. Our climate, geopolitics, finances, population, technology, everything is changing so fast. I even used AI to help me put some of the speech together. You may or may not be able to guess which part. I'm speaking a little a little off script, as was mentioned earlier today. But a year or two, I couldn't even have thought that I would have used AI to help me put this speech together. So you're going to be facing challenges, you and your generation, and eventually have to leave this world. And it's a unique world, but keep that in mind. I know you can do it. I believe in you. And the final thing I want to say, because I know you want to be with your family and friends and go get something to eat and maybe even have a cocktail later today and celebrating. I know I did that when I graduated, so, I remember sitting there saying, is this guy ever going to shut up? So I 20 years later, that's still up there. I've been all over the world. I've worked with generals. I've worked with ambassadors. I've been in front of a few presidents. Even recently in Cambodia, I was in front of a dictator. I speak a couple languages. I've been to all 7 continents. I could go on for a while. And all that's good, right? That's cool. It's there's achievement there. But none of it really matters. And the reason is that people aren't going to remember what you achieved. They're going to remember how you treated them. And so as you move forward, even in your worst moment, try to treat people well, with respect and dignity and love and care, because ultimately that is what you're going to be remembered for. Not even maybe that you went to Penn State. I deal with a lot of Ivy League folks, and even that doesn't matter a lot. It's how we treat each other. So that's what I have here. Dr. Chapin made me say that as a communication major, I was going to wrap it up. I'm required to do that. So, the too long didn't read, as we like to say on the internet. Don't stop believing. Never stop learning. Let me get it here. Family first. There we go. Thank you very much. Embrace the challenges of your day as your generation will face them, and go forth and do good. Pennsylvania State University Beaver Campus class of 2023. Congratulations. Thank you for having me. All the best.